Welcome to Watkins Glen. In this week's touring car race, we have chosen to go for the Audi RS3. It again is a short race, so I've chosen a medium set of tyres. Didn't qualify for the race, so we're starting off in position 14. Don't let that fool you. We have Lady Luck on our side in this race, and you'll get to see why in a precise moment or two. Coming around this corner now, turn 1 is actually very fair. Coming down here, we have made a place, looking to make a second place, third place. Coming up, I think there's a fight going on. Where do I go? Left and through. And look at all the pileup behind us. Oh my gosh, that is a mess right there. Let's take an actual look at what really happened. So coming up here now, 3 cars up in front are battering each other. I cut through there, just made it through. And Hyundai pushes the Audi. Audi slams into the Hyundai, and it's just an absolute royal mess of a situation. Wow, we have gained quite a few places. We're in position 7 now. That, I mean, what do you say to that? That was just insane. Just pure luck was there when I decided to go left. I didn't even get a off-track warning or nothing like that. I was just within the track limits as we did cut up the bank and come out the other side in one piece. Gain another position there. We are now up to position 6. Got to catch up to the green Audi up in front, and hopefully we can make a gain on them. Come around this corner, lovely. Knock it down to 3rd gear, turn in. Just go into that curb a little bit and accelerate to the side. Could have gone through that a little bit faster. 0.6 seconds away from the car up in front, 0.5 seconds away from the car behind. Coming down to turn 1, braking down to 3rd gear. A bit sloppy through there, not as bad as RRP 979 up in front. They may, yep, they got a penalty for that, 0.7 second penalty. Although I don't think they gained time at all. Maybe more or less lost more time than they actually initially gained. Either way, we are now 0.4 seconds away from them and 0.4 seconds away from the car behind. Braking out the ambulance at the left hand side, down to 4th gear, about 100 miles per hour through this section now. Through the curves we go and accelerating out the side. Getting quite close to the car up in front. Could have gone through this but a little bit faster. You look about 95 miles per hour coming around this corner. As soon as you've seen that little hut on the right hand side, accelerating out and away we go. 0.4 seconds away, looking for the 200 board on the right hand side, knock it down to 4th gear, turning in. Could have done that much better, and I do go a pixel wide. Thankfully no penalty though, so cannot grumble at that. We are still only 0.4 seconds away from the car up in front. Hopefully this will be the lap we can commit to a overtake. Braking at the 200 board down in 3rd gear, turning in. And then as soon as you hit the curb on the inside, start accelerating out of that corner. I think this is where we're going to be able to make our move. We're going to have a little bit of run on us now and a bit of slipstream. Hopefully they don't block or over defend, whichever way you want to call it. But I'm going to go on the left hand side here, getting a good run. And I think by the looks of it, we'll be clear by the time we get to the bus stop. So braking out the ambulance on the left hand side, sorry. Down to 4th gear, through here we go, and catch up to the Hyundai up in front, who is playing with the Peugeot. By the time we get to the end of lap 5 for the start of lap 6, we are still 1.7 seconds away from them up in front. But we have gained quite a lot of time away from the cars behind, which we are 5.4 seconds away at the moment, and RRP has a 2.2 second penalty. Things are going to change right now because the car up in front comes out of Ghost and destroys that car there on the left hand side, which gives me an opportune moment to slip up the outside. And that is another 2 positions gained, putting me in position 2 of the race. Braking out the ambulance on the left hand side, down to 4th gear, through the bus stop we go, and then accelerating out the other side. Thing is, being in position 2 and having those cars behind you, which I know I have been struggling to catch up, the pressure is all on me and it really does show. I don't do as well as I could have. I think the pressure was getting to me a little bit. Looking out for a 200 board here, turning in down to 4th gear, and I used the grass bank a little bit much. Thus the Peugeot behind is starting to reel me in. Knowing that is the case, I decided to take this corner a little bit slower, come to the right hand side, have the inside line of turn 1, and let the Peugeot have a little bit of a better run on the outside. Hopefully they don't get too far ahead here. Braking at a 200 board down the 3rd gear. Peugeot comes in, apex syndrome me, and the Hyundai behind keeps full throttle on as they're pushing me down the road. Thankfully I managed to save it. I did go back and check the replay, and Hyundai was on full throttle as they went into the back of me and kept on the throttle as they were pushing me sideways. But again, luckily enough, managed to bring it back into one piece. But what goes around comes around. As we're coming down here towards the ambulance on the left hand side, we brake for the corner down to 4th gear, and the Hyundai hits the wall, hits the other wall, and bounces off into oblivion. So yeah, that's quite effective. Karma. Coming around here now and keeping up behind the Peugeot. With the Peugeot situation, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I think, like I say, they aim for the apex with a little bit of space at margin, and wasn't enough. It's just poor judgment, and thankfully nobody was harmed in the making of this video. But breaking down the 3rd gear now, accelerating out to the side, we are going to be on our final lap. Now this is where I'm going to need to make my move to retake this position from the Peugeot. There was a plan to my method, and this was the plan I was going for. Get the pressure onto them and relieve the pressure for myself, which is what we have done. Hopefully their tyres will be a little bit more worn than ours. So getting a good run down here, using the slipstream to our advantage. I plan on doing quite the move at the bus stop, and it's what I call the cut-off move, where you go up the inside here, full throttle down here now, looking out for the ambulance on the left hand side, braking down to 4th gear, and pretty much going straight through. Just about. Pretty much closing that door. Sly, but effective. That's all I can say about that move there. Coming up the inside, seeing the hut on the right side, accelerating out of that corner, and down this back straight we go. Not too sure what happened to the Hyundai, because that is a different person back there, 4 seconds away in position 4. Braking at a 200 board, coming through this corner beautifully, just like that. Peugeot goes wide behind. They may get a penalty for that, I'm not too sure. Cutting this corner, could have gone through a little bit faster, but we're going to cross that line in position 2. What an incredible race. Let me know again what you think about that all down in the comments below. But before we move on to our next race, which is just as incredible, I'd like to take a moment to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, Sigmatic, DMC Motorsport, Daniel Adams, John Burns, AK47, Sapphire, and Slow. Thank you guys ever so much for supporting the channel. If you also like to support the channel, click the join button down below and become a channel member. On to the next race, where we are at Bathurst in the RS3 again. And again, we didn't qualify. We are starting off in position 8, surprisingly, which is not too bad actually. Overall, we're going to have the inside line on the first corner as well, which is brilliant news, I must say. Turning this corner now and going into the Honda Civic and wrecking the start of their race. But we are still in position 8, 9, getting overtaken by a chrome Audi to the left hand side, whose name is Rolling Potato. We are down to position 9 now. There's a car coming up the inside on our right hand side there, and I'm going to make a move up the inside here, braking at the 100 board or the blue tent on the left hand side. 3rd gear coming around here and accelerating up the hill. Not too sure what's going on there, but everybody slowed down. I think it's something to do with the Hyundai, but Matthew 7 managed to sneak their way through with Draper Tools livery. A little bit of contact there as they did come over in front as well as up the inside, but thankfully no harm no foul, and they pretty much stayed okay. What goes around comes around. It came back on me, and thankfully the wall was there to protect me as we went through there, and we lost a little bit of time from the car up in front. I pass you easy is in the Honda Civic over there. I don't think it was that easy passing, but if you say so. Coming down here now in 4th gear through this little bit of windy road down to 2nd, turning in, and I think everybody is bottling up again. What do we do about this situation, because I have no runoff to run off to? just a wall. So give the Audi a little nudge, get back in the game, but up the inside there and accelerating out the other side. Keeping up behind Rolling Potato, I pass you easier than you pass me. Coming down the hill and then swooping over to the right hand side to overtake the Audi. Fed up looking at my own reflection in that car and trying to catch up the South Oz boy up in front. Coming down here now, looking out for the dirty patch. There it is, just before the 150 board, down to third gear, turning in and then accelerating out the other side. Lovely V-Power livery on the Audi up in front. Can only say great things about that fuel, to be honest. It's the only fuel I use in my car, so gotta say, well done. Coming out the other side, we are still in position 7, so we are better than where we started. Just need to try and get past this Audi up in front. Just after the 100 board braking, that car didn't brake. They did pass quite easily and then passed into the wall. Accelerating out the other side, we are actually quite close to Rolling Potato, so we need to get a move on South Osboy up in front. So I'm going to go to the right hand side here, get a great run up in front. There's two cars battling there, so hopefully they'll battle a little bit more, thus slowing them down. Braked a little bit late and accelerating out the other side, getting close to that wall. Do have Rolling Potato to my right hand side here. They may be able to make a move here, I'm not too sure, but I have the inside line of this corner up in front. Breaking down the second gear, a little bit of a touch there, accelerating out the other side, getting very close to Rolling Potato there. Managed to make the move. It is quite a funky corner to overtake on, as well as take the inside line and accelerating out the other side. Yeah, it's quite funky because you need to take a nice shallow line, and whilst you're on the inside, because of how tight it is, you can really gain on the car up in front. Annoyingly, Rolling Potato did hit the wall, thus slowing them down, thus it's going to slow us all down. Coming down here now, they're coming in quite hot, but managing to hold on to it. I didn't do the best of corner entries into that section there, thus lost a little bit of pace on the car in front, but I'm not overly worried. Position 5, very close up in front of that in the Hyundai as well. They've hit the wall, really hit the wall, and there's also a car coming from the wall back onto the track. Thankfully, we got much better exit and Rolling Potato. Down the straight we go, and we are up to position 4 right now. Right behind BPA 24467297, who is 11 seconds away. So I don't think we're going to be able to make a gain on them unless something incredible happens, such as they crash. That would be quite helpful. But other than that, I think we've pretty much settled in to the lead of this pack right now. We only need 2 laps remaining after this, which would be lap 3 and lap 4. It's just a case of pretty much holding on to this position and not losing time to the cars behind. Braking just after the 100 board here, down to second gear, turning in, and then accelerating out the other side. Rolling Potato is still 0.9 seconds away, but we are improving on our lap time. Turn 1 is not my best corner in this. I can really find a good few temps there when I do get it right. So yeah, it's quite a funny old corner, that one. Braking out a blue hut on the left hand side, down to third gear, turning in, just a touch of that curb and accelerating out the other side. By the looks of it, the Hyundai has overtaken the Audi. We are 7 temps up on this lap, which is great news. Coming up here now, braking down in second gear, turning in, and then accelerating out the other side. Up the hill we go, and keeping to the right hand side here, bring it back over to the left, lay off the throttle just a little bit, and then bring it back on. It does really help with that corner there. Flat out down the section now in 4th gear, lay off the throttle again a little bit and start applying it back on, and you don't hit that outer wall. Same as this bit here, I lay off a little bit and then accelerate on a bit more, and I don't go gravel castle building. You can see we're 1.5 seconds up on this lap alone, which is great news. Did touch the wall there, but thankfully the game did not detect that I hit the wall. And I definitely may have lost a little bit of time through the section. There's time to be made. It wasn't the cleanest of me, but we are somehow 5 seconds ahead of the cars behind. I don't know. It must have been a collision I did not see. But thankfully we have our own breathing space, and I think we're pretty much settled in this position. Which goes to show, as we start finishing off the end of lap 4, we are 8 seconds ahead of Rolling Potato behind, and 11.4 seconds away from the cars, or the pack of cars up in front. It's not too bad overall, because you think about it, we have stayed consistent lap time wise to keep up with those cars in front. If anything, gained a little bit of time back and managed to lose or gain a lot of time away from the cars behind. Coming across the line, we're going to set a 2-minute 19.370, which is a great lap time overall. But thank you all for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.